So Josh Adler from Spring. Can you tell us about the difference between organic and natural champagne and traditional champagne?
I think the main thing that people think about is a question of scale and also a question of how they treat their grapes. So when we think about organic and natural champagne, oftentimes I think anyway of artisanal champagne. People are growing their own grapes, making their own wine from start to finish. So very responsible for the overall quality of the wine. Also, it's people who are dedicated to, in the best situations, to low yields, organic farming, oftentimes biodynamic farming, and the least amount of additives possible to the wine.
And do you see a growth or a trend in natural wines and natural champagnes in Paris in particular? Do you think it's larger than Paris, or?
There's certainly a trend in Paris. It's hard to go anywhere now to any restaurant that's opened in the last several years and not hear the phrase natural wine. So it's certainly something that people are looking for, and it's I think it's a little bit more than a trend. It's something that is a little bit undefinable as well, and I think it'll be interesting to see how people and winemakers get together and decide to define that term.
Okay. And why do you think this is trending right now? I mean, do you think that it's a gimmick? Do you think that it's marketing, or is there some real is there something behind all this?
Like any trend, there is an effective marketing in it, a little bit for some people, but there's also people who've been making wine this way for the last 30 years, and now people are just starting to talk about it because it becomes interesting. So I think the part that's here to stay is anyone who makes good quality wine is here to stay. So people who are dedicated to making excellent wine, good quality wine, this is not a trend. This won't change. The reason I think it's becoming more and more interesting to people is I think more and more we want this human relationship in all the things that we look for, that we purchase, that we consume. It's first of all, it's oftentimes, if not always, better quality, but it's also more interesting. At the end of the day, you're sort of more satisfied if you feel like you have a relationship with the person who's made this wine for you. If you can pick up a telephone and call Vincent Laval, or you can call Francis Poulard, if you don't have a good bottle of Le Clicquot, what can you do? You don't. Who makes Le Clicquot?
Exactly. So can you tell me a couple of labels that are your favorite?
I've got a couple. I think I really enjoy wines from Vincent Laval. So the champagne is Georges Laval, but he was the first certified organic winemaker in Champagne since 1971. Vincent's father, George, and he farms 2.5 hectares in Cumières, and has a very tiny production. Very nice guy. He delivers the wine himself. It's one of these very human relationships.
Nice. So and why do you like this one?
I like it. Well, I like two things about it. I like the story. I like the relationship with the person. But I also clearly like the wine.
Great. And what's another one that you might bring to like a personal dinner party or something like that you'd prefer?
La Seigne Rosé. People don't think about rosé champagne oftentimes enough. So I like it quite a bit, and Emmanuel La Seigne is actually a very similar story to Vincent Laval. The wine is named after his father. He's been, Emmanuel actually, he's the same thing. He delivers the wine himself. He was here yesterday, dropping off the wine, and gave him a little tour. He had some soup. It's one of these nice relationships to have. People can come, we can feed them, they can drop off the wine. Same thing for organic farming. He's in the southern part of Champagne, sort of less well-known terroir, but still making excellent wines.
So then what will you be opening on New Year's?
That's a great question. Probably millésime from La Seigne.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, and Happy New Year.